There's way more renters that have pets than there are properties that allow for pets. So there's a lot of compelling stats, which I will speak to in a second, about why you should allow for pets in your rentals. But it's not enough to just allow for pets in your rentals. You also have to optimize your listing for those pets. So in this video, I'm going to discuss how to optimize and how to market your rental listing on Airbnb, on Furnish Finder, and on Zillow for dogs. Hopefully it will carry over for people that have cats too, but I'm specifically going to speak to it with regards to dogs. Okay, so for those of you that are not convinced yet, there are some crazy stats for pets. First, you reduce your competition by about 30 to 50%. I know this because when I'm listing other people's properties, I usually check how much of the competition it will knock out if you simply click allow for pets on Airbnb listings, and the range that it drops, meaning there's 1,000 properties that show up, it usually drops that by 30 to 50%. It will drop to between 500 to 700 properties. Those are obviously rough numbers, but it's a dramatic amount that it drops when you say, I will allow for pets in the rental. All right, second, 43% of households would move to improve their pets' lives. It's almost like pets are the new kids, and their parents are willing to adjust their lifestyles somewhat to improve that animal's life. And that is not surprising to me at all, since I left our beloved condo in Denver and moved into a house mostly for our dog Monday, who was here in the beginning but has since walked away. And in addition to that, we also bought a second dog just so she'd have a little friend. So my husband James and I absolutely fall under that category of being very motivated by our pets' interests. Okay, so hopefully some of that is convincing. Now I'm going to talk about how to optimize your rental. A few housekeeping items before I get into that. First, please like this video if you feel you have learned anything so far, or if you learned something during this video. 2, if for some reason you want access to the infographic that I'm about to share about pets, I'm going to put a link to that in the top comment of this video. And 3rd, I'm going to mention products and link to them both through sellers on YouTube and Amazon. If you buy something off of one of those links, I will get a small commission. The cost will be the same to you, but corporate America will have to pay me a little cut. And frankly, that's the least corporate America can do if you ask me. So that's it with the housekeeping. Let's talk about optimizing your listing. I was actually not planning on making a video today until I saw this stat, and then I was like, people should know about this. It makes sense to me that people would want this, but the idea that 84% of people reported they would pay more for a rental that has this item blows my mind. So this stat is reporting that 84% would pay more, but if I were you, I wouldn't approach your rental listing that way. I would just assume that purchasing this product will lower your vacancy rate and that will pay for itself. If you end up having a lot of demand, like you're just stacking up people that are interested in your property, then raise your rate, but don't raise your rate based off of adding this product. Just assume that having this product might get you a renter a week earlier, and that will be a huge win to your overall costs because if you're renting out at $3,000 a month, that's $100 a day. That's $700 that you got sooner because of this product. Additionally, you need to call attention to this product in the headline of your listing. You also need to have a photograph of this product and make sure it's from a distance, and also make sure that you coach your professional photographer to do this, because I know you're paying for professional photographs because that's like landlording 101, but have your professional photographer take a photo of this and have them do it at a distance, not like a super close up. We want people to get a sense of how it would look to them if they were in this space. And then final tip on photography, and this can be confusing because this video is about how to optimize for dogs, but don't have dogs or pets anywhere in the listing. You want to show the ways that you're improving or that the rental is for pets, but you don't want to show pets, just like you don't want to show people in your listing. So this crazy thing that 84% of renters want is going to cost you less than $200. And I have linked to popular, well-reviewed products at a medium price point for this. And this product is a, drum roll, it is a doggy door, which when you think about it, makes perfect sense that a lot of people would want a doggy door. I want a doggy door. I live in a condo. I would do anything for a doggy door, but that wouldn't work from the 18% of renters said that this was very important to them. I actually think that stat is low. I think the number would be much higher, and or it would convert people much better in your listing if you said this. And I would say this, I would put it high up in your listing. I probably wouldn't put it in the headline, but I would definitely put it under your location details. So if you're listing out the proximity of your property to certain things, add this. And there's actually two different ways that this could be a winner for you. One, because it will attract renters, but two, it will also keep renters longer, and I'll explain that. So the first thing that they're talking about in this infographic is your proximity to a vet. And I would say bonus points if it's a 24-hour vet, but just regardless, I would put your proximity to a vet, no matter how far away the vet is, just because you want to give them comfort that there is a vet near them and give them an idea of how far away the vet is. The second thing that gets mentioned here is proximity to dog parks. But there's a bonus here, and the bonus to a dog park is that a lot of people make their friends at dog parks. It's one of the few places where we go every day at about the same time and kind of run into the same people. This is especially true for remote workers and people in the midterm space. And so they may stay longer because they have built community in the neighborhood and they're attached to that community, so they don't want to leave. So as a landlord, I think driving your tenants to dog parks and talking about vets and stuff is a very smart strategy for both getting renters, but also keeping renters. Okay, it has to be done. A quick commercial for me. I have written 3 books for mom and pop landlords. You can find them on Amazon. I also offer consulting for new landlords, and I offer consulting in a 1-hour package, a listing build package, and a hold my hand package. The listing build package is for people that want to put their listing up, but they're just feeling overwhelmed by the platforms or they don't have the time. Often this pays for itself because if you're stalling out on putting up your listing, you're not making money on that rental. And so again, if you're renting for $3,000 a month, you've just lost $3,000 over that month. Whereas I can just come in and put it up. It's professionally marketed. I know all the tips and tricks. The hold my hand package is for landlords that are a little bit more nervous. So they want someone to hold their hand through the entire process. They want someone to set it up, coach them on best practices, vet and set their first tenant. And then also, so I do all those things. And then also I will stay on for the first month of your first rental just to make sure it's going smoothly. So if you want help for your first rental or your listing build, or you just have questions, I will link to my services in the top comment of this video. So the National Association of Realtors reports that homes that have this sell 5 times faster than homes without this. And I think we can make an assumption that this holds for rentals as well. So what that means is photograph this, list it in the headline. This is a headline title level thing, and also add it to your description. So just continue to reinforce that you have this. And what this item is a fenced yard. All right, fourth and final tip for optimizing your listing for pet friendliness or advertising that you are a pet friendly rental. So I put this one last because you have to use some discretion on this. A few weeks ago, I actually made a video about furnishing mistakes. And one of the things that I mentioned that you should not do is to get a bunch of baby furniture. And the reason for that is you don't need to buy anything that parents would have to travel with to transport their baby. And the same thing goes for this. But I also think if a renter is new to renting with a dog, they might also be nervous about renting with that dog. They might be thinking, what if the dog does trash something while I'm at work or I've gone out to eat? What if the landlord is really uptight about dogs? Will this actually go well? So I think if you buy this product and photograph it, it will send a signal that 1, their dog is welcome, and 2, they can feel comfortable leaving the dog in the place alone. And I like these particular options because they are multifunctional, but they're also aesthetically pleasing. And that is just a dog crate, but a little bit elevated. All right, and if you want to learn more about what furniture you need to buy or don't need to buy, I've made a video for that, and you can find it here.